This is Inspector Jamie Scott, the inspector conducting the interview, who's also in charge of the investigation. The date is November 12th, 2024. The time is 14:45 hours. This interview is in reference to administrative investigation number 2024-00317. Present for this interview is myself, Inspector Virgil Calhoun, and Detention Officer Philip Carr, and his representative, John Whitaker. For the record, would you please state and spell your full name?
Philip Carr, P-H-I-L-I-P-C-A-R.
Do you understand this interview is being recorded?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand during the course of this interview there will be no unrecorded conversations concerning this investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objections to both inspectors being able to ask questions during the interview?
No.
Prior to this interview, did you have the opportunity to read the allegation sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
So please sign the allegation sheet, date and time. The time?
The date.
The date's going to be November 12th.
For what hours?
And,
Lot of days.
yeah. Alright. Do you understand the Garrity warning? Right here. The Garrity warning means that you are compelled to answer all questions truthfully and to the best of your knowledge, and that nothing you say in this administrative proceeding can be used against you in a criminal proceeding? Okay, I'll put the tracking number on here for you because I didn't have it on there. Okay, you can print and sign. Read the Garrity warning so you understand it. You can print and sign that. Do you understand the same expectation of confidentiality applies to this interview that's specified in the Notice of Administrative Investigation that you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the information you are about to provide in this proceeding is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. For how long have you worked for Alachua County Sheriff's Office?
I was hired in 2016, and I officially became an officer in 2017.
And what position do you currently work in?
Detention officer.
Detention officer? Okay. And how long have you been in that position?
Since 2017.
Are you typically assigned to a specific area?
No, ma'am.
As a duty post? What division are you in?
Security operations division.
Security operations. So you typically work housing units within the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working on October 12th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you assigned?
Male infirmary.
Can you tell me a little about the male infirmary?
Male infirmary, you come in, you do your inspection. When the sergeant arrived, most likely you would do any special accommodation inmates. Would be special management inmates. You wouldn't open your cell without a sergeant present or another officer. You do 15-minute checks on all inmates in there. So pretty much the same thing.
What type of inmates are assigned in the male infirmary?
It's a mixture. It can be special management inmates, SOS inmates, suicide, caution inmates, withdrawal protocol, medical. All of them not SOS, but all of them not suicide precaution either. Well, I mean, withdrawal protocol either. So it's a mixture, but usually house it up for some reason.
So are there special requirements or typically special requirements for the inmates that are assigned in there?
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of those special requirements in there? You named a few.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, what are those?
Checks. You have to physically do checks. Maybe read through their special needs sheets to see if they're allowed to have a monkey or somebody with them or not, depending on what their house status it would be according to the special needs sheet. So pretty much follow the special needs sheets for their status in there.
And you said checks. What were the increments of the checks typically?
15-minute checks, yes ma'am.
How are 15-minute checks conducted?
Under 15 minutes. You would never really do 15, but beyond 15 minutes or right on the 15.
And what do you do when you're checking? What are you looking for?
Just to make sure everything, if all the inmates okay or safe, and there's no discrepancies going on in there.
Do you check each inmate that is on 15-minute checks?
Yes ma'am.
And how would you know if they have those special requirements?
It's, the special needs sheet.
The observation or the sheets that for each inmate, and each one has their own.
Oh, the
special
15-minute
needs
check
sheet?
sheets, yes ma'am. Or they're separate. One of them is a special needs sheet that will be done by classification.
Okay.
That's how we class them according to that minimum or max or SOS or special management. And then you have your 15-minute checks. That's just where you walk around and observe them. And you write what log or code would be, it would be performing or doing.
So when you initially come on duty
Yes ma'am.
in the male infirmary, I know you were talking about inspections, but when you initially come in, you first come in, or any housing unit, but obviously we're talking about male infirmary here. What is the procedure when you first come on
Count.
duty?
You count all the inmates to make sure everything is fine, and you do pass on with your fellow officer.
Do you check their associated paperwork,
Yes ma'am.
like the special needs sheets and the observation check sheets, to make sure that you have documentation for them?
Typically, yes, but some guys get moved in there during the night, so they don't have a special needs sheet until they call, use the classification to make a call, and you know they're gonna update that special needs sheet and you print it out accordingly.
So when they call you, then you go into the computer and you print one out, and then you go based on that information
Yes ma'am.
to see what they need. Did you review the copies of special needs sheets that we had in here for you today?
Yes ma'am.
And those were for the 8 inmates that were housed in the infirmary on October 12th,
Yes ma'am.
2024. Do you recall those inmates being housed in the infirmary on that date?
Yes ma'am.
Based on those sheets, were any of those inmates on administrative segregation? And they're right here if you need to look back at them.
Well, there's one on special management that would be Harvey Mathis. That's the only one that you would need a sergeant to open his door.
Okay.
Everyone else you pretty much can open as needed for medical or whatever.
When you're looking at those sheets, do those sheets indicate that any of those inmates are on administrative segregation?
Well, I would say everyone has a special needs sheet, so
So on here, there's a category here that says administrative segregation,
yes ma'am.
and there's an option of yes or no.
Yes ma'am.
So are any of those in there? Were any of those in there on administrative segregation?
I just see Harvey Mathis here.
Okay, what about the rest of them?
Yes. According to this, yes ma'am.
Okay. Is it some of them or are all of them on administrative
All of
segregation?
them.
Okay. So based on those sheets, are any of them on 15-minute checks?
Yes ma'am.
Some of them or all of them?
All of them.
We already talked about how you conduct 15-minute checks. Should they be conducted at exactly 15-minute increments?
Under 15-minute increments.
Under 15 minutes? Do we want to, are they done at the exact same amount of, exact same increments every time? So 15, 30, 45, 0 every time you do them? Top of the hour?
Approximately.
Approximately.
Yes ma'am.
Could there be a problem with doing them at the exact same time every hour?
Yes ma'am.
What problems could that be?
You might not have it right at that time. So to repeat that at the same time, probably would run into an issue.
Sometimes it's difficult to be at the exact same time.
Yes
How do you document those 15-minute checks?
In 15-minute increments.
How do you
15, 30, 45.
How do you show that you did them? Do you write them down somewhere?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do that? What do you do that on?
On the check sheets, the observation sheets.
On these observation check logs like this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you have a chance to review these observation logs for the inmates that were housed in the infirmary on October 12th,
Yes, ma'am.
2024? So these are the ones from that day. Whose signature is listed on these is signed next to the officer on duty?
Mine, ma'am.
Yours. Okay. And what does that signature indicate?
That I signed it.
That you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean? Does that mean that you're the officer on that duty post?
Yes, ma'am.
And that you're responsible for the majority of the day for that duty post?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on the videos in the male infirmary, you conducted a 15-minute check at 15:24 hours. You do not appear to conduct another one until 16:05, 4:05 p.m. Did you write a check down on these observation sheets at 15:24 hours, 3:24 p.m.? You can look at them.
Well, no, not at that time.
No, not at 3:24. What's the next time written on those observation check sheets after you conducted that check at 15:24?
15:30.
Did you conduct a check of all the inmates housed in the male infirmary at 15:30 hours,
No, ma'am.
as you documented on here?
No, ma'am.
Did you write on each observation log that you conducted a check at 15:30 hours?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you write on each observation log that you conducted a check at 15:45 hours?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you conduct a check of all the inmates?
No.
45 hours. Did you conduct a check at 1600 hours?
No, ma'am.
Did you write on each log that you conducted a check at 1600
Yes, ma'am.
hours? Tell me about a security walkthrough. What is a security walkthrough?
Just making sure everything's safe. There's no discrepancies like wires or something hanging or something damaged.
How do you conduct that?
Physically, visual.
Do you walk through the housing unit to do that?
You could, because you can do inspection and notice if there's any discrepancies at that point.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you do a log entry in the computer that you conducted a security walkthrough, what does that mean?
That I walk through each one of the cells.
That you walked through each one?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you complete a log entry on October 12, 2024 at 16:01 stating that you did a security walkthrough?
I can't recall right now.
So based on the log that was printed at 16:01,
Yes, ma'am.
there is a security walkthrough was performed at 16:04 p.m., 4:01 p.m., 16:01 hours.
Okay.
Okay. Did you make the log entry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you reviewed the videos.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you conduct a security walkthrough?
No, I made that log, but I didn't make the walkthrough.
Is there anything that you would like to add? That's all the questions that I have. Is there anything you would like to add that you feel like is relevant to this investigation?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Whitaker?
No questions.
And we're going to conclude this interview at 14:57 hours. All right. As soon as I'm all done, and oh, I might let him turn it off.